Each one of us has something special that makes us different, that makes us rare. We have a light that shines within us that we were always meant to share. These are the opening lyrics that Twilight and Fluttershy sing in the Season 4 ending song, Let the Rainbow Remind You. My Little Pony as a show has themes surrounding friendship and the power of coming together and supporting each other in our differences. In the spirit of Pride Month, I wanted to discuss how the themes of the show lend themselves to LGBT acceptance and representation, as well as the power of finding support in those around you. In the final season of the show, Friendship is Magic started to show some on-screen LGBT ponies, but there have been crumbs in the show throughout its run supporting ponies in the community. Today, let's remember that when we come together, there is nothing we can't do, and take a look at the LGBT representation throughout My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. Lauren Faust, the creator of the show, posted a tweet a while back saying one of the Season 1 characters was transgender. There's been a lot of debate on which character this refers to, or if Faust was even serious when posting it, but it led to a lot of interesting discussion in the fanbase about gender identity in the show. Some fans brought up this background pony by the name of Caramel, seemingly appearing throughout the season as different genders. In actuality, the feminine version of this character is actually a different background pony named Toffee. Because the show reuses color palettes and cutie marks on background ponies, this is a reasonable misconception to occur. After Season 1, Toffee never reappears, but we see Caramel a few more times, so they are definitely different ponies. Another character to be brought up in the transgender discussion is Big Mac, with him dressing in drag in Season 5, as well as seemingly dreaming of being a princess. I've seen a lot of discussion on if he was meant to be trans-coded, or just a stallion comfortable in his masculinity. I lean towards the latter explanation as that's what I relate to, but there's no harm in headcanoning either way. Other than Caramel and Big Mac, the character I've seen thrown around as trans the most is definitely the great and powerful Trixie. When her debut episode, Ghostbusters, was being written, the antagonist of the episode was originally planned to be male. When looking closer at Trixie's design, some fans noted that Trixie's eye design looks more similar to male characters, with there only being one white circle in the eye. Female characters have two of these circles in their eyes, and by the end of the show, Trixie's model is changed to also have the two circles. And I've seen some discussion online about Trixie's voice coming across as the voice of an MTF person because of a certain crispiness in it. I wouldn't have caught something like this as a cisgendered person, but the fact that trans fans are able to see parts of themselves within a character in this show is a very special thing. All of these pieces of evidence for Trixie being trans definitely make her a likely possibility, and there are plenty of fans who headcanon this as a fact. Of Caramel, Big Mac, and Trixie though, it doesn't really matter which is the trans character Faust originally tweeted about, if that character is any of them at all. What's important is that Friendship is Magic creates a show where fans of all communities are able to feel related to, accepted, and celebrated, which is really beautiful to think about. With a show filled with female characters, it's just statistical sense for a few of the couples to be lesbians. Back in Season 1 of Friendship is Magic, two background ponies were shown together in a few shots, who we would later learn to be named Lyra Heartstrings and Sweetie Drops, or Bonbon as a nickname. For whatever reason, them hanging out was enough for a massive ship to develop in the fandom, and Lyrabon took off. When I was researching my last video on facts for every episode in the show, I found that a layout artist was specifically placing the two of them together as an Easter egg for the fans, so the staff were in on this ship too. As the show reached its end in Season 9, the two were shown proposing and eventually getting married, which is super sweet. Our voice in the fanbase led to seeing LGBT rep on screen, which reminds us of the impact our voices can have to show others that they're not alone. Back in 2019, during a Twitter discussion, Equestria Girls director Katrina Hadley explained that she believed Sunset Shimmer to be bisexual, and she argued that fans were allowed to interpret and ship however they'd like. There's speculation on if the reason this wasn't explicitly shown in the series was because of the public's possible negative reaction to a character being LGBT, but nonetheless, it's really cool to see staff members supporting our ability to form LGBT ships ourselves. I've also seen a bit of discussion online on ponies being different parts of the LGBT community because of different aspects of their design. Twilight being bisexual because of her hair resembling the bi flag, or Pinky being pansexual because of the colors that make up her cutie mark. The staff of the show have been shown to celebrate our ability to make headcanons, so why not? It's harmless. There's another pony with a pride flag shown in her design, but we'll return to her in a bit. Near the end of 2017, an MLP chapter book titled Ponyville Mysteries Riddle of the Rusty Horseshoe was released, including new characters being Scootaloo's Aunt Holiday and Auntie Lofty. Soon after the release of the book, an MLP staff member claimed they were a couple on Twitter. In the final episodes of Season 9, the two of them were finally seen on screen in the main show, and implied to be married. Like with Lyra Bond and some other characters, it's a shame the LGBT rep had to be saved for so late in the show, but this does represent a change of the public mindset over time. After Season 9 and early into Generation 5 of MLP, we're introduced to these characters Diggy and Sander, a gay couple with an adopted son. With more representation happening as the series continues, and as we get ready for Generation 6 of the series, I have high hopes we can get some more confirmed LGBT characters front and center in the show. In 2019, after being out of the fandom for half a decade, I saw posts online that the series had concluded, and part of the finale had Applejack and Rainbow Dash being in a romantic relationship. I had been out of the loop on Horse Show for a while and didn't really remember much of the relationship between the two, but I thought it was cool. After rewatching the series and getting back into the fandom recently, I really enjoyed seeing the implication of their relationship in the final moments of it. A few minutes ago, I brought up that statistically speaking, there were bound to be a lot of lesbian relationships in the show, and that of course applies to the main six as well. If the finale of the show wants to give the ponies some endgame relationships, some are going to be LGBT. Of the possible main six ships, I'm really happy this is one of the ones they went with. The competitive tension between the two stemmed back to Season 1, and despite some questionable episode writing, it stayed relevant throughout the whole show. Their competitive bond, along with Rainbow's clear pride flag mane, had lots of fans hyping the ship up from the get-go. Rarity and AJ were super cute and Equestria girls, but for the main series, this was a great way to wrap up both Dash and AJ's character arcs. Friendship to lovers is a popular trope because in real life, most people want their lover to be their best friend, and that fully applies to these two. Love can be found in so many places, in so many ways, and whatever that definition is to you deserves to be celebrated. No matter where your preferences are, have pride in them, and let the rainbow remind you that together, we will always shine. Thanks for watching.